Here is something I didn't know. Apparently, all of China is made out of tofu, and the entire country is, in fact, collapsing. Or maybe it isn't, and it's just hyperbole clickbait. But let's have a look at how all infrastructure in China is made out of tofu and is collapsing as of this very moment. Because that should be very, very fun.
We're positing a theory, but we're also going to back it up with evidence.
Yes.
Our theory
Okay, that's good. I like evidence. I like theories with evidence.
is that China has built almost everything in this big boom in the last 20, 30 years.
Yes.
It's built everything out of concrete, and that's true.
Yeah, concrete and rebar.
Yeah, concrete and rebar. Okay, yeah. Makes sense. Concrete and rebar, that is what you would build stuff with. Yeah. Makes sense.
We've seen evidence now personally with our own eyes, with our own hands.
Yeah.
We've chipped away at it. We've seen that it's crumbling. We've also seen that it's being mixed with the
Crumbling, that's not a good sign. That's a bad sign.
wrong kind of sand, which
Like
probably has
sea
salt.
sand, which
Yeah.
might have salt, which causes accelerated corrosion in the rebar.
And we're now seeing something that you notice, this great phenomenon, and I don't mean great as in good, great as in large.
Yeah.
This huge phenomenon of buildings and bridges and houses and everything made with this concrete in the past 30 years
Yeah.
Okay.
falling down at an accelerated rate more than stuff that was built 40 or 50 years ago.
Yeah.
What? So you're telling me that construction in China was better during Mao than it is during Xi Jinping? That's crazy. I want to see some evidence for that. I want evidence.
Yeah, there's definitely a segment of growth, like explosive growth in China, where a lot of shortcuts were taken. They just wanted to pump infrastructure out there, wanted to build houses really quick for profit.
Build as much as possible, as quickly as possible, make all the money. Yeah.
And they use substandard materials, and the chickens are coming home to roost.
They are. And we posit that China will go through an absolute boom of things falling down. And it is actually currently going through it now.
Yes.
And that's why we keep showing you these things that are falling apart all the time, is because it's accelerating now.
Yeah, because now it's just kind of hit the sell
It's falling down faster and faster. More and more stuff is falling down.
by date.
I think that's the best way to put it. That's what we came up with. We're going to prove it to you.
Yeah.
Because of what's just recently happened.
And this
I want to see proof.
is a massive, bridge in Beijing that's just collapsed this week. It's called the Chaobai.
Chaobai Bridge.
Let's take a look. The Chaobai River Bridge. Okay, so I found exactly the one we're talking about here.
Yeah,
on,
it's in the
Baidu Maps.
Xunyi district in Beijing.
Yeah, so this
Shunyi
is in Beijing. This is the capital.
in Beijing, yeah.
Kind of looks like the KKK bridge.
What the heck, bro? Rein it in.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, no, it does
You know what
it
I'm
does look like
saying?
some cake.
Yeah, it looks like it's written KKK there. It does look like that.
yeah.
That's funny. That is funny.
Anyway, this is the bridge. So we thought let's see what it actually looks like during normal, everyday, driving conditions.
Okay, yeah. Looks fine to me.
You're having a bit of a seizure there.
What the fuck?
Exactly. Yeah, this is the let's take a look. Yeah, this is the bridge, the same one. Okay, and
Looks fine to me. That looks fine. That looks like a good bridge. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it at all.
this week, look what happened to it.
What?
That's insane.
That's just total collapse, dude. What the fuck?
So, I mean,
Holy.
you saw what it looked like, just a normal bridge.
Yeah.
You just
It looked fine a few seconds ago, and then all of a sudden it didn't.
driving over a normal bridge, everything seems fine. And then this happens. It's terrifying.
Yeah. I'd be terrified.
Particular bridge, the official report coming out is that cables that were running underneath the bridge caught fire. What kind of a fire causes an entire bridge to collapse, though?
I've never heard of that kind of fire.
I mean, I think it probably contributed to it, right? But I like how that's the convenient excuse, right?
Yeah.
Is that, oh, the fire just burned the whole freaking bridge down.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
That doesn't sound reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, but for it to fail that easily is, it's kind of terrifying.
You don't want to be in a position where your whole country is sitting on stuff primarily built around this time.
Yeah.
Just ready to expire at this point.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're going to find out this bridge isn't very old. We'll be explaining that in a minute.
What? So you're telling me it isn't 100 years old?
Just wanted to show you a couple more angles
Oh yeah, by the way.
of this collapsing. Now, of course, traffic was stopped, after this thing collapsed.
Obviously, yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Again, they're reporting that there are no casualties, but it's impossible to know with the Chinese government, because if you take a look here, okay, I'm going to pause it. You can see in the distance, over there, you can see that there are some trucks and some cars that have been stopped on the bridge. Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah, they're stuck there.
how do you know that there weren't cars going over when it collapsed?
Yeah, how do you know? There probably were.
Because
How would you know unless you saw it on video?
yeah, exactly. You wouldn't know, right?
No.
This person's on the bridge right now filming it, right?
Yeah.
So there are people on the bridge. There are cars on the entrance to the bridge there. Just impossible to know.
What do we got here?
This is the official report that came out on the day it happened. And Xinhua News Agency Beijing said, the reporter learned from the Beijing Municipal Transportation Commission on the 23rd that at 7:07 on the 23rd, a fire broke out on the Chaobai River Bridge in Shunyi District, Beijing. Part of the bridge was damaged. To ensure safety, the road was closed in both directions at the scene.
Was it really closed, though? Was it really?
I'm sorry, but the way this is worded, it sounds like, just a little, part of the bridge was damaged and the bridge collapsed, okay?
They're downplaying it.
Literally.
Downplaying.
Correct.
Huge sections of the bridge fell into the river. The whole thing fell apart.
Yeah.
And who knows? I mean, again, we don't know the actual casualties. How many?
Heat does change the properties of metal, right? And
Yeah,
the
of
strength
course.
of metal. That makes a lot of sense. But
Bro, look at this. Built in 1999, renovated in 2007, renovated and updated in 2015. So it was updated 10 years ago. Updated for the first time like 18 years ago. Am I getting that right? Yeah. But it was ultimately built 26 years ago. That bridge is younger than me. I am older than that bridge. That's crazy. I mean, look. I am older than the bridge. And I am holding up better. The bridge is younger than me and already collapsed and crumbled and died. I'm still very much alive and kicking and doing well.
the whole bridge collapsing on
Like
it?
that, yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Very crazy.
Well, here's some fun facts, okay?
I like your Joker. Is that a Joker Man font?
Closest I could find.
Okay.
So, the Chaobai River Bridge fun facts. All right.
Somebody said block the view, put the panels up. Remember when they did that?
Yes,
In
exactly.
the flood.
Okay, built in 1999. I don't know about you guys, but I remember 1999 pretty well. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, I have some memories from 1999, yeah. I do.
No, I mean, like I said on our Xiaoban Ho the other day, I maintain it's probably the best year of all time.
Yeah, I mean,
Fantastic year.
it was again renovated in 2007 and, shocker, renovated and updated and also reinforced in 2015.
Yes.
So the last time this bridge was fixed up and reinforced was, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
It's a bridge.
It's a bridge.
It shouldn't fail within 10 years.
Yeah.
All right? I have some other fun facts that I thought we'd just go through. Since we're talking about...
Fun facts! I was going to say something, but I decided against it.
This is, by the way, remember, this is in Beijing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is in the capital. The best city.
This is not some far-flung small city in the middle
Well,
of
it's the
nowhere.
capital. It's where
Capital
all of the government's money is lavished.
Yes.
Is on the capital.
This UK Menai suspension bridge, fun facts, built in 1818.
This bridge, this is a UK bridge that's 200 years old. 207 years old. Being like 180 years older than the Chinese bridge. This one looks fine.
All right, I know that's when the construction started. I
I'm
think
pulling up my notes here.
it's completed in
1826 was finished.
when it was finished. I mean, that's a long time ago.
It was finished 199 years ago. Bro.
Yeah.
Look at it. It's still.
Finished 199 years ago. Yeah.
Still there today.
Yeah.
And it has bluer sky. Because the bridge is responsible for that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Just saying.
Yes.
All right. What else have we got here?
Yeah, US Brooklyn Bridge, 1869.
US Brooklyn Bridge, fun fact, built in 1869. I think it was completed in 1881.
Yeah.
Still looks better than that Chinese one, the Chao Bai.
Yeah. I believe so.
That's when it was, they started construction.
Beautiful sky.
That is before anyone in this current world was born.
Oh yeah. My great grandpa.
He's born in 1869. All right, this has been around longer than humans.
He's zombieing around.
Like
Yeah, I mean, this was built by the lizard people.
current humans, I should say.
Current humans. That's true. There is
There's
one
no
in
human.
this world that
Yeah.
remembers this time.
This is before history.
And I've been over this bridge multiple
Dinosaurs built it, bro.
times.
Me too.
And it's a great bridge. It's a great bridge.
It's a great bridge, probably the greatest bridge. It's such a good bridge. The best one, in fact.
one of the best bridges.
Yeah.
But yeah, seriously, it has not fallen down.
Yeah, this was not
Yeah.
built.
And it looks way better than Chao Bai. Was it Chao Bai it was called? Yeah, Chao Bai.
10 years ago and it's still there.
No.
It's like 100 odd years ago. How about this bridge?
Ah,
Oh yeah, it's not the Golden Gate. Like this is in LA, right? San Francisco, LA, that area.
classic.
Yeah, so the
Everywhere you.
Full House Bridge.
The Full House Bridge. That's what it's actually officially
Yeah, the Full House Bridge. Yeah.
known as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was built in 1933. Okay.
Yeah.
You think there's still some people around from 1933? No.
Yeah.
There
Really?
might be. Bro, there might be. It's not that long ago. I mean, Jimmy Carter.
Oh.
President Jimmy Carter recently died. He was alive back then. He was alive before the bridge was built, I think.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, of course. But barely. Barely clinging on to life over there.
The Queen of England, who died not all that long ago. She was alive before the bridge. Just saying. She turned like 100.
My grandma was born in 33.
My grandfather was born in 1922. My grandfather was older than the bridge. Like, he died in like 2011.
He's rolling.
All right. So there's still some people around.
Yeah. My grandfather died relatively recently, and he was born in the 20s.
Wow,
like
that's
he
crazy.
died a few months ago.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That is insane, yeah.
Yeah, so there's still some people around that remember when
Plenty.
this was, like inaugurated. They were like, the Full House Bridge is now complete.
Yeah. So that's what they said in 33. Actually,
Exactly.
It's on the plaque.
Yeah, it's on the plaque
Yeah.
there, yes.
I think what is it? Bob Saget actually showed
Yeah,
up. for
he
the
did. He
inauguration.
was there to cut the ribbon.
The Full House Bridge.
You know, another fun fact about the Full House Bridge is apparently they paint it all year round. You know, by the time they finish
Yeah.
by the time they reach the one side and finish, they have to start again.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
What? That is wild.
Yeah.
It's insane because it's just a constant painting exercise.
It is true, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's how you keep it maintained and it doesn't fail after 10 years. It's still
That's true.
around.
Yeah. To keep it around and maintained and not falling apart, you have to do stuff all the time.
Since 1933 when Bob Saget cut the ribbon.
I can't believe he was around back then.
Yeah, I know.
They're gone too soon.
Yes, absolutely.
Crazy.
Now, back to China.
China!
This
What are we looking at?
particular, was this in Hebei?
Oh, wait.
Yes.
think you've got it
let me
now?
pull up
In Hebei?
some notes here. This is very important. So this is in Hebei.
Hebei.
April 23rd, right?
Yes,
This
April
footage was
23rd.
taken. In Hebei, you saw their trucks and stuff going over this bridge.
Yeah.
This guy
Oh no.
is able to chip the concrete off with a little stone.
So he saw this, right, before a lot of the media was removed of this
Yeah.
bridge collapse. And what I assume
What the fuck?
happened is that he saw this bridge collapse and said, hey, I'm actually quite close, right? Because this happened. I mean, that bridge collapse did happen in Hebei, basically,
Yeah, it happened on the 23rd.
on the 23rd.
Same day as this.
So he probably rushes out, goes and says, let me go check my local bridge. Whoops. Well, lo and behold, it turns out it just completely disintegrates.
Well, this is what
Tofu. It's meant to be eaten, not used for construction.
happens. Okay, when rebar starts to corrode, it expands.
yeah.
Yep, it does.
And then it actually pops off like the concrete that's surrounding it. And you get to see the exposed rebar like this.
Yeah.
That's when you know something's wrong because the rebar shouldn't be corroding. You know?
That's true. I've seen a lot of structures in Norway that used rebar and concrete. The rebar doesn't corrode. Not like that. Like this stuff doesn't happen.
And splitting and rotting away. And of course, you know, like the concrete's so loose, you can just knock it off.
Yeah.
That's not concrete. That's porous clay.
This is the bridge that those trucks and
Half-baked porous clay.
stuff are driving over.
And aluminum.
See, that's a support pillar for the bridge.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah. And you
Yeah,
can
it's
see,
in Oh, this is in Hubei. I'm sorry.
sorry, Hubei, not Hebei, Hubei.
Ah, Hubei, not Hebei. Those are very different places.
Yeah. Easy to confuse the two. You know, one's a
Well,
river, one's a lake.
You got an oo, and you got a
Exactly.
Right? You sometimes mix up
Yeah, a who and a her. Very easy to mix up.
the
Okay.
oo and the
So I'll just read this. On April 23rd in Huanggang, Hubei, it was discovered that the steel bars of the load-bearing columns of the bridge at Fenghuang Guangshui
Fenghuang Guangshui.
section of the Huwu Expressway were corroded and exposed, and the cement was granular and would fall off if hit with a stone. And there were vehicles driving on the bridge. It's not, I mean,
you know what? I wish we put this in here. But do you remember that one collapse where the cars were just literally at night
yes,
driving off
a cliff, yeah.
They were driving off the cliff.
Yeah.
That
Bro, this looks bad.
this is not unique. This is not new, but it does look like it's happening very often. The past 2 years or so,
Yeah.
we've noticed a huge increase.
Well, I'm pretty sure, again, in our audience, they're going to be people that are in the engineering, structural engineering, or who
I'm not, by the way. I know nothing. I'm just a retard on the internet commenting.
work in construction
we
or something.
always get people chiming in that are in that.
And they would understand
Yeah.
this better than us. But
yeah.
my understanding is when you see that level of corrosion and it's starting to crack and fall apart, that's not going to last very long. And it's
No.
probably a good sign that you should be replacing that.
I just want to give some. It's
But
basic.
you can't because it's already part of a bridge.
That's my problem.
You'd have to
This is
rebuild the whole thing.
basic math here, right? Every town or city that's near a body of water in China, a village, is going to have a bridge.
Yeah.
They're all relatively the same age now. And I say relatively. I'm not talking. I'm talking. There's not one that's 400 years old and then one that's 10 years old. They're all relatively.
They're all within the last 30 years,
Yes.
basically. Yeah.
So you.
Yeah, I mean, they're all like no more than like 30, 40 years. No more.
You're looking at a situation where multiple people have gone out and started chipping away at their bridges. What's the final outcome here?
Yeah.
Are you going to go,
It's gonna collapse. That's the final outcome.
if you're the CCP, and go reinforce every single one of these bridges to save lives?
No. They're gonna let it collapse. 100%.
Or are you going to do a massive media cover-up so that nobody can talk about bridges anymore? And quite literally probably ban the word bridge for being able to be typed
It's possible.
in
That sounds like something China would do.
Chinese. They did that with multiple things now, right? They brought
They did that with paper once. I remember that. There was a protest with paper. Like, you cannot search for paper. You cannot buy paper. Because people were holding up blank pieces of paper as a protest. So they banned paper. It was ridiculous.
candle and like all that kind of stuff.
you know,
right?
there have been some horrific bridge collapses in China's recent history. Collapses have just fallen down on top of traffic, fallen down with trucks on top. You can see the pictures online. But these days, they're very good at quashing any discussion, like you say, and news about this. But it's not just bridges. It's pretty much everything. Here, what we have is we have some guys up here at on the building. Now, this is how air conditioners are mounted on buildings.
This will give you this. If you are afraid of heights,
Yeah.
you're not
Like me.
gonna like this one.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel some fear looking down at the bottom right corner of that video. Not gonna lie.
So what they're doing is they're just testing this little ledge which the air conditioning
Yes.
unit has placed on just by tapping it with a hammer.
Yeah, I mean, that is a common practice, I think. You tap with a hammer to make sure it sounds right. Because if the sound is off, like, if it doesn't sound quite right, there's a risk of it collapsing. But if you tap on it and it sounds correct, then it's probably good. I don't know much, but I heard that's a thing. I have heard that's a thing. I may have been misinformed, but
And look at the edge here.
it came off. What?
This is the building.
Yeah. Now, can you see? You can see all the way down there.
Yeah. I mean, that must be.
Yeah, imagine if that fell down and hit someone in the head. It would kill them. Straight up, it would kill people. This poor construction kills people.
20 stories up.
Believe it or not, you get deaths from things falling off buildings in China. And
Yes.
it's
Told you.
common enough that there are warning signs everywhere for it.
You know what it usually is? The building cladding.
What? There are warning signs that stuff may fall from the buildings? Because it happens so frequently? What?
Will
Yes.
come up and you say, oh, it looks thin. It's just like kind of floating away. No, it kills people.
Yeah, of course. But it's
Yeah.
not just building cladding. I mean, people drop things
Yeah,
and,
for
and
sure.
that kind of thing.
For sure.
But, I mean, look at
Sure, people drop stuff, yeah.
the size of this
And that can kill people. Too.
concrete slab that he's just removed from the
He's
ledge.
literally Jenga-ing himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's the worst game of Jenga I've ever seen. What do you win?
Even more comes off.
Take a look. That was ready to fall off.
Yes.
Now, if there was some kind of wind or a slight seismic event, you know, anything, but just
it-
weather would cause it to fall off and possibly kill someone.
Is it safe to say the building
Yeah.
is made of that material?
Yes, of course. And
Of course it is. The entire building is made of that material. Why wouldn't it be?
that's one of these ledges. Let's go back a little bit in this clip and see if it's possible to see more. I don't know. I haven't looked at it close enough. Let's just get past this part. Yes, if you look down, you can see another air conditioning unit directly down. So it's going to be for however many stories on this building. And usually this kind of building, I'd say, have about 32 to 34 floors, thereabout.
And all of the floors are constructed the same way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're going to have tons of these things. They're all going to be in the same condition. They're all going to be cracked. They're all going to be ready to fall apart.
Yep.
And I mean, that's just part of the building that's exposed, right? I'd like you to note that he's being held up by this, like, I don't know, flimsy-looking rope knot. I don't know. There's something about that just gives me the heebie-jeebies. You know what I mean?
Everything about this
It's
gives me
just
the
like,
heebie-jeebies, bro.
dude, it's not very good safety and...
Huh? What? Safety? What's that mean? We've never heard of this. What? Safety? Safety? Yeah, never heard of it. Don't know what that is.
These poor guys. I mean, they're absolute heroes. These guys that go.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for these guys being up there doing this. Like, bro. I feel bad for them having to do this as a job.
Out here, I don't know how they do it. You know. But I mean, what they're doing here is they're saving lives. Okay.
Yeah.
These guys. By removing those loose bits of concrete, they're saving lives.
No, for sure. But it just bothers me that this happens.
Yeah, I've seen videos like this where the facade just flakes off, falls down and destroys cars, kills people. Yeah.
At such a large scale
Yeah.
in China, and we're potentially looking at thousands of buildings that are
Facade just strips off from a bit of wind.
going to come down
Yeah.
if this isn't rectified in some bizarre way. I mean, what do you do? Spray it with glue? Like, there's not much you can do.
Yes.
Duct tape. Duct tape always fixes everything. Trust me.
So, and again, it would have to be up to the structural engineers, and people actually understand this better in our audience. But I would think that you'd have to do major renovation to these bridges, and probably
Duct tape. Hundreds and hundreds of rolls of duct tape.
like prop it up with a temporary pillar, rebuild some of the support pillars that are showing all this corrosion and so on. But there's so much of it around the entire country. It's going to be impossible to keep an eye on every single bridge and every single thing, right?
It's got to be. And there's another thing I want to ask. People have been reaching out recently. They've been saying, I have pulled up all of my social media, and I am so tired of how much promotional material there is for China right now, about how China's winning the trade war, and China already won, and how China is this or that.
Living in the future.
Living in the future, and I see all these spectacular...
China is living in the future. And the future is the facade of the buildings just stripping off in the wind, falling down and killing people. The future is concrete as strong as paper mache.
cityscapes. Do you now see what it's made of?
Yeah.
Can you in good conscience, I'm sorry,
No good conscience at all.
be telling me that China's already won what?
They won the world prize for crappy construction. They are number one in construction, alright? Number one of crappy construction. They're giving India real competition here.
Yeah.
Being built of tofu.
Yeah.
Yeah, number one tofu builders. Let's go. Number one at building out of tofu, yeah.
This is a disaster. Just it's happening. I shouldn't say waiting to happen. It's already happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is happening. We can see the videos.
I mean, here's the thing. All you need to do is put some Christmas lights on this.
Yes.
And take a drone shot at night and say China's living
And
in the
all
future.
of a sudden, it's Chongqing at night.
Yeah.
And it's the city of the future, and you get massive multi-millionaire influencers wandering around talking about how this is the most insane thing they've ever seen.
Yeah, on the 22nd floor.
Yeah.
It's
I
the
mean,
ground
like,
floor.
it's not going to be the 22nd floor for very long. It's about to be ground level.
It'll
Yeah.
be really, really ground
And I'll
level.
tell you what, you won't be
Yeah.
able to say, oh my.
Yeah, where is that freaking thing? This'll be you.
Oh my days, check that out.
You'll be chocolattoing on the ground.
Yeah, you'll be covered in rubble. But
Yeah.
it's okay.
Don't mind me, I'm just taking a trip to the underground.
Yes, sorry.
China is the land of shortcuts and facades, okay? And facade being the key word here. Because when you go to the major cities, they will have set up these very specific tourist areas. I'll just pause it on one of these
shedding seasons.
Yes, the shedding season in China. They set up these facades, and they'll have a main street, and it looks nice, and they'll keep it nice. But you just need to go beyond it.
Literally one street over.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
Right.
and you'll see what it's really made of. And unfortunately, you can build something that looks impressive, but if you take shortcuts, it's going to collapse. I mean, how is it that a bridge that was renovated 10 years ago suddenly collapses by itself because of a cable fire in the capital city? Just like that, you know? That's not normal.
That is not normal. You're right.
I remember you.
Bro, Chinese construction is crazy. Crazy bad. Now, if you don't want your life to fall apart like Chinese buildings, you should subscribe to the channel and like the video. And you can construct your life using proper rebar and actual concrete rather than just tofu. Alright, see you in the next one. Bye bye.